Hello friends, hi, how are we today? I hope we are all doing well. I am doing fantastic. I am here for the week of March 24th through the 30th. That is right, we are moving into April before October. Monumental, I know. Um, but we are using this beautiful self-care kit called I Am Enough from the Prairie Planner. And if you are brand new here, hi, welcome in. I am a PR girl for the Prairie Planner. You can use my code ALEX20 for 20% off your order, or my name in Notes to Seller for this awesome PR freebie that I will insert right here. And I strongly encourage you all to go check out her shop. I have been shopping there for years. I was lucky enough to be on the PR team the first time, took a little break, and now I'm back. I honestly didn't really know what to do with this kit. The week prior, March 17th through 23rd, I thought was kind of the perfect week for the kit from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. And again, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But it was like a winter kit, but it was browns and grays in a way that you don't really see winter kits using. And I thought it was the perfect transition from March into April. The week after that, it was sort of like a blah week. Like, it was a busy week. I had to use a couple of day extenders unexpectedly, but it was definitely a blah week. And then ending off this week and into April, there was an ice storm literally on Sunday. That's how the day started off. And I thought, you know what better way to move this week is just like a home care week, and then the week after that is sort of like a spring, but also a beautiful, beautiful icy week. So, I really love laying down the base of this kit. I did actually go straight across because the prior week was scattered. But on Monday, I had so little on Monday that I had written down. I just used 2 full boxes, and I created a gap in the middle for my day by day. I really like the way that this has turned out. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know. Maybe it's because this kit is pastel or like soft. I just really like the way that it's speaking to me. It is feeling really nice. And honestly, it was a delight to plan. It was a delight to lay down the foil for. And I think I've told you guys before, when I have weeks that don't have a lot going on, or I'm just sort of unsure of how I want to deal with everything on the week, I'll do a straight across, and then I'll like zhuzh it up with some foils. I do have a lot of mystery kits from the Prairie Planner that I bought prior to being on her PR team that have a lot of foil, but typically I don't buy a ton with foil unless it's Dash or Sun Design. That's my favorite. We are very close to getting into the day by day at this point, so stay with me because the day by day is really the fun point. So on Monday, I used a fox and cactus icon, and I don't know what I was doing here, but I used a fox and cactus icon just to note that I was working in office, and I used this pastels. It doesn't match exactly, but I think it does add a little bit of fun to the kit. And it was a good opportunity because I had nothing else on for the day to use one of my bigger stickers. And then I binged YouTube this evening. That was literally my entire plan for the evening, was to binge YouTube. So I did that, and then it felt a little bit bare. So in the middle of that, I put the second decorative header, divider, whatever in there after. Then on Tuesday, I used a Sweet Tea Sticker Co. icon to note that I did my hair and my makeup. I pulled in from a shop that I no longer shop with, just to note that I had no sleep. I was exhausted. And then stick with the... Oh my God. This is what happens when I do this on 3 hours of sleep. But I had some really bad anxiety on this day. So I used my Stick with the Plan Co. anxiety sticker. And then I used 2 fox and cactus stickers to note that I worked in an office, but also I had an interview on this day. I kind of looked like that with my Starbucks and my hair up, so I just went with it. And then I had one-on-one time with my big guy on this day after school, and I went to bed super duper early. Then on Wednesday, I woke up I think my anxiety was so bad. Sorry for the yawning, by the way. But I think my anxiety was so bad I made myself sick because I was like one day of being excruciatingly ill and then I was fine. Then I worked from home on this day, so I used a paper and milk Mari to note that. Another Sweetie Sticker Co. little clapboard just to note that I edited and uploaded a haul video. And then I had my babysitter was supposed to come over. I was supposed to go to a concert this night, but unfortunately I was too sick. There was no way I was getting into Toronto and coming home and then having to work the next day. It just wasn't happening. So my babysitter came over this night as she had been scheduled. I let the boys have pizza and then I let her take over and I just sort of mulled in the background, which is fine, which is good. I had a bubble bath after the kids went to bed, which was very needed. And then I filmed my September 23rd through 29th day by day on this one, another icon from the kit. Then I pulled stickers and the icon is from the kit as well, but the font and the script that I use is from Magical Sticker Co. And my pull stickers from her are my absolute favorite. I love them. I am obsessed with them. Then after that, I used yet another icon from the kit to mark that I did laundry. And because I was being lazy, I pulled in the silver foil laundry script. If you couldn't tell, there was silver foil on top of everything here. So I pulled in a silver foil laundry script just to note that I did laundry. And then I also took out the recycle and the green bin on this night. There are some things in my house that I do and some things in the house that my husband does. So I ended up having to do it that night. My husband is normally the one who takes care of it. So it was definitely noteworthy. Then that evening, my big guy went to the toilet. And as you guys know, we've been struggling with this. We've been to several specialists. And I'm happy to say shortly after this, he was very fully successfully potty trained. But it's been a bit stressful for us in the interim. So you can see that beautiful pull sticker font. And then I marked laundry underneath it, green bin, and using a stick with a Plan Co sticker, I marked that my big guy went to the washroom. And honestly, I'm so glad she has stickers like that. They're very specifically meant for that. So very cool. Moving on to Thursday. So on Thursday, it was a calm and a happy morning. So I used a paper and milk Mari from that. And it's just, again, we had been adapting to my husband's new schedule. And this was just a hard one for my kids to react to. And adapt to. So it feels like it's been sort of a struggle for the last year. And I don't know, maybe the last 6 weeks have felt a little bit easier, which I don't think I should say that, but they definitely have felt a little bit easier. Then I worked from home on this day. But my husband and I had a quick walk around the garden just because it was nice, because we wanted to see what we wanted to do for the year. And then I did more laundry. Then I used a Coffee Monsters Co. winter colorway to note that I pulled more stickers on this day, and I brought in a font at the end for that. We used a Fox and Pip icon to note that we went to the park, and then we continued outdoor play in the backyard with my kids after. Then that evening after they went to bed, I did weights and I walked on the walking pad. Both of those icons are from the kit. And then finally a Coffee Monsters Co. emoji just to note that I was up way too late. I get in the worst vicious cycles, and I'm sure that you can see them. Bed early, up too late. Bed early, up too late. There's no there is consistency, but when I get in one of those cycles, it's kind of hard to break. Moving on to Friday. I know I'm a little bit ahead, but you guys will just have to make do. Moving on to Friday. On Friday, I had an everything shower to start my day. I don't know why I was grumpy about it, but I marked that I was grumpy. So I used a grumpy squish from Fox and Cactus, but I don't know why I was grumpy. I can't remember, but I was grumpy. And grumpy enough to note it in my bullet journal, which is like, what? Then I emptied the dishwasher, and that is a Sweetie Sticker Co. icon. I worked from home. And I squished into my day some therapy between 12 to 1. Then I used another squish icon from Fox and Cactus in a big box to note that I had an emotional hangover from this appointment. It was exhausting. This was a very specialized therapist, so it was a therapist for neurodivergent adults, parenting neurodivergent children. While we don't have that diagnosis for my son, we anticipate it's coming. I pulled in more Stick with the Plan Co's squidge with kids, just to note that I played with the kids all afternoon, and then when they went to bed, I went to bed. Finally, moving on to Saturday. On Saturday, huge shopping day. I think this might have been one of the day that no, it wasn't. So we ended up at Canadian Tire. I couldn't tell you what we needed first thing in the morning, but I know that my husband said that we needed it first thing in the morning. Then we went to Superstore and we did groceries. So both of those icons are also from the kit. Then another icon from the kit, and we went to Costco. But why are you going to two places? Well, because snacks are so much cheaper at Costco. One tiny box of 5 little Rice Krispies is like $5.49 at the regular grocery store, but if I go to Costco, I can get a box of 32 for like $8. It's just better. Then my husband and I just decompressed while the kids were napping, and I repotted some basil at this point. It had grown very big. Then I did Lego with Steve this evening, so I'm so glad I had to stick with the Plan Co sticker for that. And then I went to bed early. On Sunday was a big day, so there was an ice storm overnight, and the world was icy. So we have a Stick with the Sweetie Sticker Co sticker for that. Then we had to go to Walmart. Our stupid thing for our car, the brush for our car, it, what's the word I'm looking for? It snapped, so we had to go there. When we got home, we decluttered the children's toys, which was so lovely. Some of the stuff we had since my big guy was a baby. We had kept it for my little guy. My little guy had absolutely zero interest in it, none whatsoever. So we decluttered some toys. We changed the sheets on the bed, and that change sheets icon is from Fox and Pip. We washed the sheets on the bed, and then that evening, once again, after the children went to sleep, I did weights and walking pad workout. It was very prodigious. And then I did Mario Racing. We just got a Switch, so we did Mario Racing with the boys. They had such a fun time doing that. And then once again, after they had gone to bed, I did a voiceover and I filmed and edited my April 2025 kit lineup. And that was my entire spread. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I had so much fun filming it, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Stay safe, and friends, toodles.